So while we're waiting, Simona, would you like to maybe introduce yourself and we can share what we're looking to talk about today, and then also maybe check with everybody what they are after from today's webinar.
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Simona. I am part of the sales and marketing team at Property Deals Insight, and I've just sent a correct question this time to the chat, so you can all answer just by sending A, B, C, or D or option. So we can know better what is your area of interest or what describes you best if you're an investor or property sourcer or agent or doing something else. So please answer in the chat. And what else should I say about myself? I'll be assisting Nitin during the webinar and answering your questions. Anything you want to ask about our our product, and our tools. And I hope you will enjoy it. Thank you. I can see someone
Okay.
answered.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you. Thanks, Mona. So yeah, I think now it's 5 past. Let's kick off. I've disabled the waiting room so people can continue to join in. Thanks, Mona, for giving the introduction, and let me introduce myself. Okay, so I'm Nitin Agrawal, CEO and founder for Property Deals Insight. We are a PropTech platform providing you with in-depth information of all the UK residential property market. We provide a SaaS platform and property data APIs for both investors and property businesses, removing all the hassle, making life simple for people so that they can make smart investment decisions quickly and effortlessly. And the idea is to shorten the sales cycles and increasing revenue for businesses. Okay, so what I'm going to do today, I'm just going to try and quickly cover a little bit about who we are, how we started, what all the services we offer. And some of you are investors, some of you might be sources, and other people who've actually also joined our affiliate program. So we're trying to do this demo where we're actually going to share about our features, etc. And then in the end, we will talk about if there are any questions, you can please type them in the chat, and either directly to myself or to Simona, so we can actually pick it up towards the end. Okay, a bit of housekeeping. I'm hoping everyone can hear me. All right, good.
I can hear well and see the screen.
Good. Okay, so as I mentioned, we Property Deals Insight, we offer a number of services. Some of them have been highlighted on this slide. We have in-depth information about over 27 million UK homes, all in one place, allowing us to provide you in-depth information and removing all the guesswork so people can invest anywhere full of confidence. We have also got over 250k deals and around close to 1,200 satisfied users now. The numbers are rising. Thanks for everyone who's registering with us every day. So some of these features which we offer are highlighted there, like Deal Finder. A lot of people actually use this. I'm going to show them in detail. You've got heat maps. We offer instant valuation, cash flow and return on investment analysis, local area analysis, instant property reports, and investment analysis. So that tries to give you a full-blown information of what all we provide. Let me just actually take you on to our website and the product. So I'm just going to switch my screen. Okay. I'm hoping you can still see my browser window now. All right, good. Yeah, I think, like I said, we offer services for both property investors and property businesses. I don't know if a lot of you, I mean, some of you guys are already members and others who possibly heard about us for the first time. So I'm just going to try and cover everything which we do so that everyone can benefit from the session. So we have information for property investors. You could be individual investor, SME investors, or you could be different property businesses. So this is our website where you can actually find some information about different features we have. At a high level, you can get instant valuation reports. You can have heat maps and deal finder offerings. And there are a number of different property businesses which are our customers. They could be property sources that kind of very close to my heart, and a lot of customers are actually property sources, estate agents. They are also a member of Property Deals Inside and use our services. Property educators, lenders are coming on board now, property surveyors, developers, and we also offer property APIs, which can help your businesses. So without spending too much time on things, I want to just very quickly skim through things. You can actually find and analyze any property in seconds with us. As I mentioned, we have data of over 27 million UK homes, which is roughly around the 95% of the UK properties. You can get in-depth analysis, instant valuation, you can get your investment analysis, etc. So I'm just going to show you that. There is some more information on the homepage of our website, but I'd rather actually show you that in the live product demo so you can actually understand that. But yeah, feel free to have a look at it. And if you're not already signed up to our newsletters or social media, which is where most of our most relevant information is, then please do now. Okay, let me jump straight to the platform. This is where the platform access is. So I've just, before the meeting, I signed up, so you can simply sign in. We do offer a 14-day free trial, so anyone who's not already a member can please feel free to join in today, and there's no payment taken until you run out of your free trial. And you can cancel anytime, by the way. So this is the dashboard for the Property Deals Insight platform. Before we get into the in detail of all of these tools, I wanted to share why we've kind of set up the platform and what problems we're trying to solve. I come from a technology background. I've been into the tech industry, been an SME and done some of the largest programs across the world. Been part of some billion-dollar programs or in charge of billion-dollar programs, and I've done some truly groundbreaking programs in my corporate career. But I've also been a property investor, been over a decade now, been into investing into different property deals. Could be your typical buy-to-let HMOs, shared office spaces, development projects, etc., etc. But yeah, I think I always believe in trying to make life simple for people. So the reason or rationale for why we set up Property Deals Inside was trying to help people understand. A lot of people are not as experienced as some of you guys are. They generally come in and they think, okay, we need to do something in property, and then the first question is, where do you start? And people ask them, oh, what do you want? Do you want yield? Do you want appreciation? Do you want to do this strategy or that strategy? And it's so overwhelming that people sometimes get lost. So we try and actually break it down into 3 categories where we can actually allow people to research any property hotspots, or this is something which you can be using as a startup, as in people who are starting into property, but also for experienced developers or experienced investors who are trying to make a decision based on where should their next property investment be. So there are a number of features within the property hotspots, which I'm going to share in a second. Yep. So we have property heat maps, which allow you to actually look at what are the yield hotspots, which is generally quite popular. You can identify where can you actually make the most return on your properties. We've recently added UK price trends, which was quite popular, or a lot of people had demanded a new feature, which was we wanted to have price trend information. So we've made this available. And by the way, as I'm on that topic, if anyone has any feature requests or would like to see something new in the platform, please feel free to send a message over the chat or ideally through our contact us link on the website, or simply just by sending it to info@propertydealsinsight.com. We're always interested to see how we can actually keep improving our platform and what features people are looking for. If I start with UK price trends, so this is where you can actually find what kind of price trends have been going on in the UK market. We've done it over 3-year, 5-year, or 10-year horizon. So you can actually see which areas have been giving you what kind of returns or growth in that period. You can actually filter out and see where you can have 10 to 15% growth, whereas like 15 to 20, etc. And then you can actually zoom in and identify which areas you might be interested in to actually hover on top of that. So that gives you a good idea of which areas, what are the price trends in this area. And you can actually get a good idea by trying to compare it over 5 years, over 10 years. And that kind of allows people to really see which areas you're likely to be getting more returns on in terms of capital appreciation. And we've also given you this data in the form of a nice table where you can actually sort them by highest performing areas versus lowest performing areas, etc., over 10 years, over 5 years, over 3 years. And you can actually filter out if you, for instance, wanted to say what's going on in Liverpool, then search for that, and that kind of also shows you the various data about Liverpool in that area, and that you can do to compare against different areas to allow which area I want to be actually focusing on, where do I want to be doing my next development, where do I want to be doing my next investment. If I go back, then we have the same information through yield hotspots, which is also quite powerful, where we try and pick up the live information from the market, what is on the market. Based on that, we try and come up with how much return can you be making in different parts of the country. Again, there are typically, I'm in the London area. A lot of people say, oh, invest in the north, you make more yield. But what does north really means? I mean, some of the typical hotspots like Manchester and Liverpool and some of these places have already possibly gone, well, they've grown enough, but then there are some of the lesser known areas as well, which people possibly don't know, or at least not everybody does. That also allows you to actually look at those areas. You can zoom in, and as with the other chart, you can actually filter out, so you know what to expect. So what is the realistic expectation in that sort of region? Over here, we try and show you again different information where you can sort by area. You can look at where are the best performing areas for 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, etc., etc. And then again, you can actually get the same sort of information where you can filter on areas of your choice. Let's say Manchester. Yeah, so that shows you for what's going on in Manchester. I'm based in Harrow, so it kind of shows you what sort of results you can expect. So that allows you to form an idea of where am I looking to make the highest yield, etc. Which areas are likely to give me more capital appreciation. And then we also give you information on the sale prices across the country. Again, I don't want to go through this everything, but this area of the website is actually free, and you can actually access it without even registering for a limited time. So you can actually see, unsurprisingly, the Southeast London area is where you actually see a lot of darker, highest pricing areas, which is unsurprising. And then you can see price information, which you can sort by. And then we also try and sort it by property type, so where you can see what type of properties are more expensive versus the others. So that is something I would suggest everyone can have a look at. I mean, I've seen some companies would generate such a report where you say this is, let's say, Rightmove's report, or this company's report, or that company's report, where we try to actually go one better, where we say you can actually pull the information you need yourself. It's all there for you. It's interactive, and you can actually try and get that info out yourself. So which is how people can make more savvy decisions. So yeah, I think heat maps is quite popular. If you use it right, then you actually can identify where I should be investing. So that's the first part of the product, where we say identify areas you want to be investing, or if you already know, you can actually also try and get some other information about that area. Then one of the most popular parts of our product is Deal Finder, where everyone in the industry are looking to find deals, and that's basically, I'll jump to that. This area is where you can actually find deals which we have pre-packaged with your typical strategies throughout the country. Sorry, guys, if you guys are not talking, can you go on mute, please? Okay, thank you. So yeah, I think some of these strategies which you see, so we've tried to pull some of the most popular strategies across the country, and then we continue to add more. And if you like I said earlier, if you think there is a strategy which is picking up, one of the things which we're looking at next is lease options, which is currently not here, but as we're receiving more and more requests from our customers, we tend to add more and more of those kind of strategies in here. So this allows you to actually, rather than having to figure out which properties fits what strategy, we try and do that for you. So if someone's interested in looking for projects where they can actually refurb something and refinance, so they can leverage it, you can select that strategy, enter the area which you're looking in. Let's say if I put in the postcode, you can put in the postcode or the location, and then you specify the minimum or maximum criteria. If I just leave that blank, what kind of property types you're looking at, and you must specify a search radius. So this isn't, by the way, something for I want to find all the hidden deals on my street. I mean, that's not going to happen. So it's not magic. What we're trying to do is we're trying to find you information where you say, I'm actually typically looking, I don't mind traveling, let's say a 10-mile radius through from my location, and I'm looking for all investment deals in that area. So that is generally the best way how you look at it. It will show you all these list of properties. And if some of you guys have been on the platform for long, we've recently enhanced to add the distance field, which a lot of people were originally asking for. We typically try and show around 200 results here. So sometimes people will say, oh, we only wanted to search in this specific area, but we're trying to give you all the information. You can always filter it here, where you can actually add the area of your choice. And we try and show you all the yield information upfront. So if you're an investor who's looking to actually invest in a certain property, which for instance, say, has to have a minimum of 5% yield. So there's no point in actually going on looking for these 2% kind of yield properties. So you can actually be looking at some of those. And there are going to be all sorts of range where you will have some high ranging properties, some low ranging properties, etc. Let's just pick one of these. Okay, if this is the one I'm picking, then it will show you all the details of that property. Right. And we also provide you a full cash flow analysis or buy to let analysis for that property. Based on that asking price is kind of a combination of our own proprietary algorithms. We will find you the local rental valuations in that area and pre-populate all of this with that information. But the beauty of this product is that it's very interactive as well. So for instance, if you are to put down an offer on this property, instead of 6, you may want to actually change it slightly. You can actually change that here. And equally, if you wanted to say, instead of 25% down payment, I wanted to do 20. So all these numbers are actually calculated dynamically, instantly for you. And you can also switch between like different rates of stamp duty, etc. If your mortgage changed from repayment to interest only, then you know this property isn't anymore attractive. So your yearly cash flow has gone negative. So you kind of know which areas or what kind of numbers you're looking at. And if, for instance, this was a refurbishment project and you have a quotation which says it's actually a 20,000 investment initially, then you know how this impacts how long it takes you to get your money back out of this investment. So that's also giving you that analysis. So it's giving you like the full breakdown, and you can actually look at you don't have to be keeping in mind all the costs. The product's doing it for you, and that's actually, you can actually change these numbers, and then let's say the void period is 0, then in that case there is no, and then how does that change some of these figures? We also do it nice, and some people like graphical formats, and then there you go. So you also have it all in nice graphical format. And you can then compare it with the rest of the areas analysis. You can do it for the same area, or you can actually do it for a different area. So let's say if this was a property, I wanted to see how does this actually compare with, let's say, the rest of the areas. Let me just pick not Tyneside. Then that also gives you the local asking prices, rent prices, asking prices, what kind of rent expected for number of bedrooms, etc., and what sort of buy-to-let yields can you expect. So this could be done for the same area and for other areas. So that sort of allows you to have a comparison against any of this. And we've also recently introduced the PDF option because a lot of our customers are asking for how do we actually save it so we don't have to spend our tokens again. There are a couple of options. I think I see Ian suggesting because he was asking for it. So you have two options where you can actually share it instantly with anybody. So if you have a business partner or you were actually negotiating with the seller, for instance, or anyone, you can instantly click on this link and it will allow you to share this link with anybody. And by using this link, no, they don't need to be members of Property Deals Insight, so they can actually access it directly through that link. And also another important feature for sources, if this was their deal and they basically looked at the numbers and something wasn't quite adding up, for instance, then they can actually make that change before they share the deal with somebody. Let's say I was offering a discount on my kind of asking price or something, then that can allow them to actually share it. And whatever you share after editing it, let's say we did an analysis on a 20% down payment or a certain interest rate, that's what the investor will then see. So essentially they don't have to be changing the numbers again. So that's kind of quite useful when you're trying to share somebody that this is how we can run so-and-so analysis. And this is something you can do for all the properties. I mean, again, I don't want to be spending forever talking about this because I can talk forever. So you have like different strategies. You can auction properties. We're soon coming up with rent to rent. Well, we already have some, but we've actually officially like making it available for others shortly. Some of our early adopters are already using the rent-to-rent features, and I'm going to show that in a second because some of you guys are quite keen on the rent-to-rent offering. Just going back 1 second, is basically you have the deal finder feature covered, but if you want to then drill down even further and go completely on a specific property, I want to get a full-blown report for something, you can use the property valuation feature, and this is like the instant report, which will give you the instant valuation, find you all the similar properties in the area, what kind of rentals you can expect, what if you were to do a flip, you can actually put in some numbers and actually calculates projections. You can do your cash flow projections and recent sales. So let's just jump to a sample property which we have in here, but you can pull in all the details and get an instant report straight away. So this is how the report would look like. It will give you a full property valuation of the property. It gives you a range as well, which isn't like some of the other companies where I've seen. Yesterday I was talking to one of the estate agents. They said the guy gave us the valuation code, and yes, they had the valuation feature which had a valuation of 450 to 900 k on a property. I'm like, 100% swing doesn't quite seem to be a valuation estimate to me. So we're trying to give you quite accurate estimates, which basically takes into account, and we have our own bespoke average per square meter pricing algorithm, which gives you the price per square meter for this specific property in this specific location. It's not like an average for throughout the county or something. This is specifically for these type of properties, and for these inputs we've looked at, and we've assessed 112 similar properties with the similar characteristics, and the valuation confidence is also shown based on the information we found. It shows you your typical when was it last sold, etc., and also allows you to not just give you that information, but we are all about empowering people. So we also show you similar properties in that area which are available, so you can actually compare how does your property sit with the rest of the information, which is generally how a lot of people would look at things. And again, you can sort them and all that stuff, so you can see what's available in that area. The cash flow analysis, again, like I showed in the other parts of the product, we also have a cash flow analysis where you can actually see all those calculations done for you. So you know when you're buying a property, whether that would be a good investment if you were to rent it out, etc. And then just to add to your own analysis, so you don't have to be doing the digging. We also show you the local rental market, what's available in the area, so you can actually compare. We don't want to just say because Property Deals Insight said it's 400k, so it's 400k. So you have to look at instead of just taking our word for it, we also give you information that backs the analysis which we've done. And if there are any negotiations to be done, that also helps you from that perspective. So recent sales, this basically shows you the sold prices, but also we actually go one step further. We show you per square meter pricing for each of these properties, which allows you to get an idea where typically I've seen a lot of people say a 3-bedroom on my street got sold for 500k. That kind of means every house on that street is now 500k, which sounds absurd because people would have an extra bedroom, or not bedroom, but then extra space, or could be like a variety of reasons, right? So we basically take into account what is the internal area and try and give you information from that perspective, so you can actually compare apples with apples rather than apples with oranges, etc. And then these are another set of calculators around flip analysis, etc. So which can actually give you some numbers. And yeah, again, and like with everything we have on a platform, you can actually share it. So people, and actually we're doing a lot of enhancements. There will soon be a area where you can see all my saved properties and my own portfolio, etc. But right now you can save everything which we have in the form of share link, and you can actually discuss with anybody you like. I'm actually going to share a link for this for everyone's benefit into the chat in a second, where you can actually have a look at it on your side as well. And then you've got profile area, which is recently undergone a little bit of revamp, and more exciting features are coming in the next few days. So anyone who's been using our platform often knows that new things keep popping up every now and then. So we've been basically recently launched our affiliate program, which you can actually see here, where everyone now who's part of Property Deals Insight can actually generate their own affiliate link, and that would be unique for you, so then you can copy and share with anybody. And we've got a pretty generous affiliate commission option. I'm going to show the commission in a second, or maybe Simona, if you can actually share the link in the chat if people are not already familiar where they can actually find it, while I share the rest of the features in terms of some of the business features. If I talk about the platform, we've recently added the ad listing option, which basically allows businesses to list their deals, or sources to list their deals and create deal packs automatically. So it's not just that you can list a property and it's available, but our listing option allows you a whole host of functions which can actually help you with generating more leads, etc. So this is where you can actually do rent to rent. These are not your typical rental listings, but then they're more for the rent to rent part, where you can actually specify whether it's a service accommodation deal or a HMO deal, and you can add your property images and your own branding and logo. Conscious of time, don't think I can actually show all of that, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to show you some properties which are pre-added. So same thing for any of your other deal types, where you can specify a sale listing, and then it would allow you to select what kind of category this deal fits in, like it's a below market value deal, or if it's a, let's say, auction deal or a licensed HMO, etc., so that you can select at the end of it. Obviously, I haven't filled in, so the system will throw an error if that's done. But I have some pre-loaded properties which I can actually show. So these are all my rental listings. So I believe some of you guys are interested in rent to rent, or if you're not, then it might be a strategy worth considering. So this is my own personal view. So as an agent or as a sourcer, you will be able to see this. This isn't for like third parties right now. So as an investor, or as a sourcer, if I was to add my listings, my rent to rent listings, they will show in my account, where you can actually put all the details initially, but also I'm imagining you guys would face this where you're sharing some deal pack with the customer and they might say, actually, these numbers are too inflated. What if I don't have, let's say, 95% occupancy? What if I only get, let's say, 80? You can simply just enter it here, and then as you will generate the analysis, it will basically show you the full analysis as you saw earlier, where we'll have the logo of the sourcing agent, whoever is marketing that deal. They'll all of their details. It will show you all the analysis with, let's say, this is the renter and HMO analysis, where we're looking at 80% occupancy, what kind of monthly rate you are looking at, where basically so this is your total monthly incomings, and what is the rent to landlord you're giving, which is 2,400 in that case as we entered it. It takes into account all sorts of fees: your finder's fee, your security deposit, any refurbishment costs, etc., uh, any booking fees, etc., if it's required. And you can, as always, with our product, you can actually change all of these figures to like reflect, because it could be different for different deals. So let's say if you are doing an offer, you're not charging any finder's fee in this case, then you kind of can make those changes and instantly this will be drawing up the numbers. And if you actually said, I think it might actually be more like 70% occupancy, so this basically changed negative. So you know what kind of minimum expectancy occupancy you are must have for these numbers for it to be a positive deal for you. Where do you actually think your money will be coming back, etc. And then it's giving you all the local area analysis, which we saw earlier. And in order for you to generate a deal pack, all you do is just click the button and it will generate you a PDF, which will have all the information in a nice PDF format with the customer branding, and also basically ready to share with your clients. So while this loads, also like with everything, we have our own share pack, share link option, which can allow you to, oh, sorry, it had loaded actually, went on the other screen. So there you go. So this is basically the deal pack which gets generated. Apologies. So this is something which you will be able to generate for any deal. It kind of comes up with a nice cover page with your branding, and it will show you all the property details. Again, the branding is in there, agent details, agent number, so people can contact you directly, and shows you all those numbers which we had in the deal and are nicely presented in a nice PDF format with the cover photo and everything. So you don't have to be creating all these deal packs yourself. It will be all done for you. And you've got the same for a buy to let deal as well. I've just got a previously downloaded version on my machine. I thought I might as well show you. So yeah, I think so. This is all like available for all of the deals which we have on the platform. And again, you can actually share it through the share link as we showed earlier. And when you're actually sharing it, you can actually literally do a single click share to, for instance, on a Facebook group. But a lot of people don't want to be making all of their deals public. So you can choose to share it, let's say, in your own private group or to a person's timeline. So you can actually choose who you want to share it without having to be like doing the clunky work of copy pasting and stuff like that. So that's going to be allowing you to be sharing it over to any social media, LinkedIn, Twitter. I mean, if you need any others, we can also add them, but I think these are generally quite comprehensive, and you can always obviously copy and paste it. Or if you just want to do plain old email, then you can just click this icon and allows you to share your deal with people. The good thing about this is when you do share it, it will kind of come up with a nice cover link, which basically is going to have, again, the branding of the customer and all the analysis as we saw earlier. And it's done in a very interactive way. So now if I'm as a customer looking at this thing and I'm interested to reserve this, I can actually simply click the reserve now. So if you had left it on a WhatsApp group, for instance, and people are interested to buy your deal, they can simply enter their details, enter the message, and either call you, or send you a message. So this directly comes to people who've actually listed this property. And another important part, when you're listing properties with us, we don't force your properties to be public. So basically, you can actually choose to keep your deals private to your own clientele. Because I was on a call with another source just before this one, where they said, if we have a large client base already, do we need to use your platforms? Like, it's up to you. A lot of people who've come to us, all the sources wanted it to be very secretive initially. They said we want it to be our deals, but we give them an option to make it private. So you can actually choose that it's only visible to you, so you can share it with whom you wanted it. But in the end, most of them actually want to be sharing it with all the investors on our network, because it's a paid platform. So people come on the platform who are serious investors. So ultimately, there's actually makes sense for them to be able to getting more leads. But if you wanted to choose to not give it to anybody for whatever reason, then that option is also available. So you can keep it private to all, only for your own customers. Okay, so I think broadly speaking, that's what I wanted to cover. I can talk about a lot about things, but maybe it's a good time for maybe just very briefly the subscription packages, and then we can actually open the floor for some questions. So yeah, you can choose any subscription package you like. You can actually go for the individual plans if you're an individual and you want to only focus on the features which the customers get. Uh, where you can actually use deal finder, evaluation property valuation, investment strategies, and some of the stuff which I showed you, apart from the property listings and deal packs. Then you can go on the basic, gold, premium. We have monthly and yearly options. The main difference being the number of tokens you get, which is essentially how many searches, etc., you can make. So you can switch between plans at any month. Basically, if you wanted to start with premium, go to gold, or because obviously with property investment, some people do it every week or every full time. Some others are get busier at other times, etc. Which is why we introduce the yearly packages, which almost gives you a couple of months off, or roughly around 17-18% off. And I think there are enough tokens for people to be using the platform or trashing it however they like to. And then we also have our business plans where you can actually switch between them, depending on how big a customer you are. You can actually choose between the monthly or yearly packages, and we don't hold people off or force people to stay with us, etc. And especially also important to know some of these costs, because if you're looking at the affiliate program and if you have a good network because you're in the property industry, it would be a good one to know what all your customers are going to get. And I think there's some handsome money to be made in terms of by referring us from that perspective. Okay. Yeah, I think that's mainly what I wanted to actually share about. I mean, I can also talk about specific offerings for different types of businesses. And also we have API offerings for clients if they want to be actually looking at bespoke offerings. But that would be maybe a good time to see if anyone has some questions. Simona, I don't know if you've actually picked up any questions.
So I've had, so for the answers, not many, but most of you are property investors, so you might find the platform useful when you're looking for deals for yourself. I think the platform is good for both if you are a beginner investor or even more advanced investor, because it gives you quite a lot of details. So we're trying to make it very useful for everyone, for businesses, for the beginners. I haven't got any other
Sure.
question in my private box. If
Sure.
anybody wants to ask in
Yeah, I
detail,
think
was it
definitely, guys. Obviously, the purpose of this session is to try and help you guys understand what is it that you guys are after. So absolutely, by all means, please do ask any questions you might have or any apprehension you might have. And we're always looking at ways of improving. Yeah, I think that would be the way I would sort of approach this one. I can see a few
Gary?
raised hands in there. So first question. Actually, you guys can unmute yourself, right? I think I have allowed it.
Do you want to ask question, Gary?
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. I didn't realize that I had needed to unmute myself. Just so I'm clear. Well, thank you first of all for the invitation, Simona, and thank you for the presentation.
Sure.
Now, what I wanted to ask was, in terms of the Property Deals Insight platform, how does that differ from, say, property data? And there's another platform, no, actually, I've seen how you differ from the other platform, but how would you differ from, say, property data for somebody that's now considering to do property seriously as a full-time job?
Okay, so that's a good question.
Mm.
So yeah, I think I guess the way I look at things is basically I'm not like we don't want to put people down or anything, right? So ultimately, the whole purpose of Property Deals Inside is to try and make people understand the true power of property technology, which basically is the new well, it's a kind of a must-have thing for you to have from the perspective of where you want to go in the property journey, how people did it traditionally, worked whatever worked, but now things are changing. So there is some overlap, I would say, given of whatever I know of property data. And I think I do like some of the work which they are doing, but we've got a lot more insights in some aspects. And I think everyone's got their own viewpoint, and you have to almost think of what exactly you're trying to do. So I don't actually have too much information about how, like, what is your sort of need from that perspective. But from
Oh,
what I
hold
know,
on.
and a lot of, sorry, go on.
Sorry, Nathan. So a little bit of background. Sorry, I've just realized that I didn't give you a background. So that's a bit unfair, buddy. Sorry about that.
No
But
worries.
basically, my background is in media and advertising. So to give you an idea, my first graduate job after leaving university was selling classified advertising on Country Life magazine. Weirdly enough, that was a high-end property magazine. But the point is, whilst I was at uni, I used to run a live music events company. And then from the money that I made from that company, I bought a property. So I've been an accidental property investor since
Sure.
1996. And it's only last year that I started looking at property seriously as a income generator and as a way of building a bigger
Sure.
portfolio. And then I've decided that my strategy going forward is going to be BRR into HMOs and then move forward. So at the moment, my strategy is defined. I want to do buy, refurbish, refinance. I'm buying cash and then refurbishing and refinancing the properties, but I want to
Sure.
turn them into HMOs. So that's one thing that was attractive when you were going through your presentation. I definitely want to turn them into HMOs because I'm looking for capital growth as well as high rental yields for cash flow. So I'm trying to apply some of those strategies. So with the HMOs at the moment, I'm at the stage where I'm looking for the gold mine area. So I do have equity in my property and I do have some cash in the bank. And I'm now trying to discover which area should I start with and what will be the best way forward. So that's why I'm looking at this, because I'm a big fan of technology, simply because in media, like in advertising, we're using programmatic advertising, we're using mobile targeting. So I'm a big fan of technology because I know that it makes life easier and it's more accurate. It makes you work faster and smarter. And that's
Yeah.
why I'm inquiring.
So yeah, I think thanks for providing that, and I'm actually quite glad you shared some information about where you are and what you're actually looking to do. I think I personally I'm not somebody who kind of wants to be talking good or bad about somebody else's. There might be some other platforms, etc. But I can obviously focus on where we are, what we do, how we can help you, and then obviously it's the decision kind of comes with people, what they are looking for and which platform works for them, etc. So I think we definitely provide you a lot of in-depth information in terms of what you just asked for, so you can kind of research it in the forms of the way we provide you information around property heat maps and area research, which you said you were trying to look for researching them. And then you can actually look for I think some of the other guys call it like sourcing strategies or whatever. So they basically, so that part, I'd say there's some sort of overlap. But in terms of the actual analysis we provide on properties, that's way much more in depth than anybody that provides. But also we provide a full-blown instant property valuation. We have our own bespoke valuation engine, which actually allows you to analyze any property throughout the country. So that is kind of something I don't think many other providers actually provide. But like I said, it's up to you really what is right for you. And we don't want to be actually saying leave this company and come to you kind of thing. So we're all about making the right decisions for yourself, as long as you're doing and you're actually doing absolutely right in terms of trying to understand how tech can help you. That's what I would say. I definitely know, I don't think there's anybody who's possibly giving you the rent-to-rent analysis and some of the other offerings which we do, or people who, yeah.
I think
So
the
that,
difference, if I can add on, is that we are now getting more and more direct. So the businesses who are registering or subscribing to platform through the business packages, they are adding more and more of their direct deals. So we are
yeah.
getting direct rent-to-rent deals and also sales deals, which you might not be able to find on different websites. And when they make it public in Deal Finder, you can actually search for them as an investor, and what is good for them that we can then connect. We are trying to connect those, so both of our customers types together. So
Oh,
I don't think that anybody else does that right now. So we are kind of creating community between and communication between the
the
customers.
community.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, Simona. Thank you for that. So I guess from our perspective, it's not like a black box. We have all sorts of customers who are coming in. You've got your people who are trying to sell something, like your agents, your sources. We've got people who are looking for properties. We've got people who are offering other services in the property industry. I can see some people on the call who actually are having some other platform which would basically allow you in your entire property journey. So that would be like, we don't want to be saying if you're coming to us, don't go there to somebody else, right? So we are basically trying to create an ecosystem which helps people in their property journey, and that's what all our motto is: empowering you to make your smart property decisions, which basically is by using the information. We can't be making the decisions for you. We can provide you the information, and we try and do it as much as possible to put it on the plate, but you still have
Mhm.
to kind of make some of those decisions for yourself.
Oh, wonderful stuff. Now you mentioned something, that I did not understand. What is property API? What was that about? And how would that benefit somebody like myself? Or is it, am I
Uh,
too small for that information?
so that's more for like property APIs are like if another platform wanted to actually integrate with us. So we don't have. It's not just
Oh,
for
so the same as
individuals.
an app development. Okay, okay. So
Yeah.
because I
So
thought it's more
yeah.
for app
So
developers if they want to add some more stuff to your platform, or they want to
yeah, so
marry.
it's more like for larger customers or tech savvy customers, where they basically want to use this data and create their own view, because the data, we are all about data and information, and when we are trying to provide you some information, you can actually also use it as white label solutions for your own customers. So if you're a large enough customer base, you might want to be doing that. So that's more for some of the larger businesses.
Okay.
We
Oh,
want
okay.
to
No, no, wonderful.
Sure.
thank you so much for the question.
Sure.
We want to share the affiliate page maybe too, because we haven't shared that. I shared it in the chat, but it's just a show.
Sure.
Does
Yeah,
anyone?
let me just open that. I've got another question. I think that's come directly from Ian. So you mentioned, what pricing plan should I be to be able to sell my houses? So I think from that perspective, one, I would suggest we have a chat where you can actually share what kind of properties that you're looking to sell, how big they are, etc. So there could be a number of ways. One, you can list on the platform, but we can also actually share your deals or your properties over on our social media and our mailing list, etc. So we have a pretty large network from some of those other fronts as well. But yeah, I think you can go on to some of the listing plans, which we can actually talk about. As a normal investor, you're not able to list because our platform, the way it's built, it's more from the perspective of, as an investor, this is what you want to do. But if you're looking to actually sell your portfolio, then we have some business plans, but we're not kind of a one size fits all solution. We can surely go through some of the details. Again, I don't want to be kind of sharing it with everyone here, but if you have a certain bespoke requirement, we can look at accommodating that, and then that will allow you to actually be able to do that. So if you just ping us a message with exactly what that is, and then we can take it from there.
Yes,
okay.
Because anybody who has an account can just generate the affiliate link now. We make it simple and start and share with you can share with your network, and also start making some money out of that from anybody who subscribes to your unique link. And the income is based on what kind of subscription, of course, they are going to use or choose.
Yeah, I think definitely. I know some people who've asked about this. So we have a pretty, what should I say, pretty decent commission structure, given some of our business packages and also API packages can be quite good price in terms of, because they're large scale customers. If you have a decent network and you can introduce somebody which needs our services, then yeah, you would be able to just simply use your unique link, and all the commission which lifetime, as long as they stay with us, you will be making that commission. So that's a pretty handsome stream of income you can actually generate, and there's no upper limit on that. As you give us more and more revenue, your commissions percentage increases. So people who are in property and have pretty decent network, whether that's through media, whether that's through property educator or whatever your background is, you can actually leverage that and share it with people. And obviously you can also share it with a few of your friends, etc. And that would also be counted towards your affiliate commission. So if you're not already part of it, just click on become an affiliate. And for larger customers who can actually bring us a big sort of a network, we can also do special discounts, but that's more from basically people who have a pretty decent network. So then we can actually give them a discounted code for anyone, which is how some of our affiliate partners, I don't know if any of you guys are members of NRLA. So we have a special offer for NRLA customers where they basically have their own partner page, etc. So that's how they can come in. But for everyone else or individuals, they can simply fill in this form. And as I showed earlier, the affiliate link will be from within your account. You can actually simply go to your account section, earn with us, and you can create this link by a press of a button, and you can just share it straight away through your network from here as well. Okay.
How much discount does one get with NRLA?
Well, so that's currently, it's a 20% discount. So you got to be associated with NRLA, or you can use their magazine if you're already a subscription. So there's a discount code offer which is running. It's 20%. I can't remember 100%, but I think it's for lifetime. So you get a 20% discount on anybody who uses their link or discount code. Okay. So anything else? I mean, I think I'll just quickly share some links for people who basically, okay, sorry, I just got, yep. So these are some simple links if you want to get in touch and if you want to actually find out more about us or need any new features, because our platform is always, we're always developing new features and new enhancements are coming every day. Some of you guys have requested custom branding and custom colors in our reports, etc. So that's also coming in the next few days. It's already being tested with some pilot customers. So that would be a good one for people who are looking to stay ahead of the game, to get onboarded and be part of it. But yeah, if you have any features which we are missing, or if you like in another platform, etc., or you want to see, then please share it with us. And anybody who shares a feature which gets accepted, we will definitely give you some free tokens or extra tokens in your account as a goodwill gesture, because we always want to hear from our customers and we want people to be happy. These are the few links where you can actually go: propertydealsinsight.com/sign up for signing up for your free 14-day trial. You will have to give the card details, but they never come to us. We never take anybody's card details. They go directly to Stripe, which is one of the world's most secure payment providers. And nothing gets taken from your account until after the 14 days. So you can actually be using premium subscription or whichever subscription, do whatever you like to do and not pay a penny if you cancel within the 14 days, or you can switch from premium to a different plan, etc. And no questions are asked. If you need a business consultation with us, you can book a business consultation using links on our website or through this Calendly link, which is calendly.com/propertydealsinsight.com. And you can become affiliate, as I just shared, through the affiliate link. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to share. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining in. Unless there's any other questions, I'm happy for everyone to give it a go. Please do try it out if you haven't already tried, and do share it with your friends and family. Thank you. Thanks again for joining.
For joining us. Thank you. Bye.
Cheers.
No.
Sorry, Andrew, you saying something?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask something quickly with regards to the platform. As someone who's a HMO renter and operator and constantly sourcing deals, shopping for houses is something that we constantly do, Rightmove and Zoopla and other platforms. So I was wondering if the Deals Insight had any sort of integration on those sites. So where I was looking at a property, would it be able to show me data of that particular house at the time of me looking at it? Thank you.
Okay, that's a very good question, actually. So maybe I didn't make it very clear. So yeah, I think we have integrations with the likes of Zoopla, 99 Homes, a lot of other bespoke clients on the market, and we are soon kicking off the Rightmove integration as well. So yes, when we show the deals there, it's not just all through our platform or our network. We basically aggregate it all from all sources. They could be from estate agents, they could be from sources, they could be direct deals, they could be through portals. So it's all put it together over there for you, and you can actually get information on any deals through directly or indirectly or on other platforms, so you don't have to be going there.
When you have the, maybe we should show that as well. When you find deal in Deal Finder, there is an option to click on property details, and that's where it links you. You can see where is it coming from. If there is reserve now button, it's usually our direct deal. If there is other link, it directs you to the website. Where is it coming from? So it's Zoopla or somewhere.
So we don't stop people talking to the vendors, etc. So we, as a company, we are more about making information available to you. So we don't actually try and hide it from others. So essentially, if their deal is being marketed by Zoopla in this example, then you would have a link where the actual advert is as well. So it's essentially allowing you to have your full analysis along with the like who you contact to kind of go and buy your deal. So essentially, it's kind of your Property Deals Insight advantage, where you actually have got all the in-depth analysis, and if you were sitting in an auction situation, for instance, and making offers, as you're kind of changing your offer, it's a panic situation, having to do your maths. Sometimes you end up being trigger happy or something that you kind of can end up losing out more than actually making. So it is also quite handy for having our analysis alongside, so you can instantly keep entering information to see when you stop, where you actually where it becomes a negative deal for you. So, but yes, it also sends you to any providers, any sources, anyone, whoever allows us to share it with you. If you were one of the person listing and you didn't want others to contact you, then in that case, we won't share your details. But more often than not, people who are trying to sell their deal, they don't want to restrict people contacting them. So you are able to contact them.
Thank you for that. That's fantastic. Just a second question I wanted to ask with regards to
Sure.
using, Chrome's or any sort of internet browser. Do you have a toolbar in place where you can quickly utilize the Deal Insight platform?
That is on the to-do list. I mean, we're looking at. I mean, I know some products or some people have just built a simple, very simple tools and stuff, which kind of that's all they do. But that is something we are looking at in terms of, especially not necessarily the Chrome bar, but ability to actually add any link from any site where you can actually do the analysis. I mean, to be honest, that's kind of repetitive, but some people like it, and some other providers I know have got one or two such gimmicky stuff, and that is something which is on our list to do. And as I said, we continue to add more features to our platform week in, week out. And what you see today and what you see next week will be a lot different. So the way Property Deals Insight is actually growing is quite fast. And I think Gary asked earlier, what's the difference? And that's kind of what the actual difference is, because we are always adding new features all the time, and then you actually see everything becoming part of your package as before. Okay. Cool. All right, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to message us on info@propertydealsinsight.com. And thanks again for joining. Thank you.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.